general surgeon, resident from Baylor College of Medicine in Houston, Texas, and now he is a thoracic surgeon, a fellow at Baylor University, Dallas, Texas. شكرا دكتور وليد على قبول الاستضافة. The mic is yours. Go ahead.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. Let me just get this out of my way. Okay. So, as Dr. Abdullah said, I'm one of the general surgery program residents. I was general surgery residents at Baylor College of Medicine in Houston. And now I'm doing my CT surgery fellowship at Baylor's Conrad White in Dallas. I just want to talk to you guys about the general surgery application as IMG and how you can score a spot. First, I just want to let you know I'm also a medical IMG. I graduated in Baghdad College of Medicine, very old guy, 2011. I came into the United States in 2014. I did 2 years of, I finished my steps, this then a year, then I worked in research and applied the same cycle. And I matched into a prelim spot at Yale. And I did my prelim year there. Then I moved after that. I secured a spot. I couldn't get the categorical spot after my 2 prelim years, actually, BGY1 and BGY2. And this is the system at Yale College of Medicine. They give all the prelim 2 years, and they accept only IMGs in their prelim, 8 prelim resident they take. They give them 2 years, then you have to figure that out after that. Then I came into Baylor College of Medicine. I secured a really prestigious research spot. It's called a T32 research training program, which is basically, this is an NIH grant. They give the college money to train surgeon scientists. I was very lucky to get a mentorship by Dr. Scott Lemaire at Baylor. And he was a great mentor, and he accepted me. And the NIH paid for everything. She paid for my spot. She paid for even a master's degree for me to take through Baylor too. And I did something called CTSP, which is same concept. It's a master in science, but they are training surgeon to be a scientist. And I did 2 years. I did the basic science research. I worked in the lab. I did all the mice work, and I got few publication. And then even with that, the program at Baylor, actually the chairman, he told me we don't accept IMG in the program in surgery. And he told me in my face, but he said, I will make an exception for you if you do well in a prelim year, another one. I will accept you as a categorical resident. I spoke with my mentor. I was a little upset about it. And he told me at that time, Waleed, just do it. It's extra 1 year, and years in surgery does mean nothing. Doesn't mean anything. It's just extra year. I wanted a BGY3 spot. I was looking for a BGY spot, but actually he advised me really well, and he told me you'll get any spot anywhere you want later on, like in fellowship, if you really get that spot. So I said, okay, I'll do it. So I just took that prelim spot at Baylor College of Medicine. Again, 1 year, I did really well. He advised me also to score really high on my ABSITE score, because it will be really helpful. ABSITE score is the score that all general surgery residents all over the United States take. And usually this is it will help you a lot to get a spot. So, and it's a percentile, percent and percentile. So at that year, I scored 99 percentile on my ABSITE. Like, I'm higher than 99 percentile of people who, as a BGY1, who took that test. With all of that, with my research, and I did really well. And a few of the people who I worked with at Baylor picked up the phone, called the chair, and told him, "Hey, Waleed is good. Accept him." So finally, I got the categorical spot at Baylor, and I finished that. And as my mentor told me, he is very well known in CT surgery. He was right. When I finished my training at Baylor and I applied to CT surgery fellowship, even though CT surgery fellowship now is one of the hardest to get into, it's 50% a match rate, and like basically 1 out of 2 spots will be filled. I mean, 1 out of 2 applicants will be accepted only. I got accepted. I got 25 interviews. I was pick and choose where to go. I canceled 2. I didn't like them. And that was weird for IMG, because when I was a prelim, or I will take anything. But this is the difference that like being in a big program made for me. In general, in numbers, the landscape you're applying into, in general in US, there is almost 50,000 application fill rate, like match for the US, like US applicants like 93. Match for IMGs, that US citizens who are US citizens 70%, and match rate for non-US citizens 50%. And unfortunately, right now, because all of this new regulation and all this Trump administration visa issues, people are just like, some programs started to get scared of giving spots to IMGs, even though the match rate is still really good. But again, some program, just like my program, said, even though they don't even accept IMGs, but they said it's even if they have a super IMG, they won't even offer him an interview or a spot because of the visa issue. But for other specialties, it's okay. People are matching and people are doing well. So almost 10,000 IMG matched in 2026 in all specialties. Specifically in surgery, surgery is very, very, very competitive, even for American graduate. If you grab any students, which I worked with for the 8 years when I was resident, all of them or most of them, they want surgical branches. There is like 1,800 categorical BGY1 position offered. Fill rate is basically 100%. There are just minor spots that not filled, like 3 spots last year. And most of these spots are really by mistake. It's just a mistake because they either selection mistake, or I have program that a few years ago, they missed their deadline to rank, to put their list in for ICGME, so they didn't fill any spots. So basically it's almost 100%. So every spot will be filled. And the thing the same, it's 1 out of 2 applicants will match into general surgery. So there is almost 4,000 applicants that apply for 2,000 spots. 2,000 will go to others. They will go and match. And this is a problem because also these people who didn't match, especially the American graduates, they will take the prelim spots and try next year. At Baylor, we take 10 categorical residents and we take 18 prelim residents. And as you know, the prelim residents here, they want them to fill the call schedule, the nights. You still need a night people to cover. The categorical, they don't cover the first and second year. These are the writing notes, seeing patient, taking calls, so they need the number. So as I told you, the same number who did match 2,000 or 1,800, they don't match and they will apply next year. Even though there is a growth in the number of the spots, but it's not really big growth, like it's like 150, 180 positions in the last 4 years. And And this is, again, most of the programs, the community programs of even like the academic big programs, the biggest one is like, I know, like 18 general surgery each year. Baylor, one of the biggest, which is now, it was 10, now is 11. But most of the programs, 3-4 applicants for like spots for each year. And this is, again, it's tough, but it is not impossible. I will talk about that in a minute. And you can see like only 213 IMG that matched last year. And this is not a bad number, actually, but these are the people who worked really hard to secure all these spots. It's not easy work, but it's doable. As I always say, there is no impossible in the United States. You can do whatever you want. You just have, if you persist, you'll get what you want in the United States. The door is opening slowly and in one direction only, unfortunately. There is increase in the number in the last 20, 30 years. But again, it's very slow because the United States still opening schools. And again, most of the applicants, they prefer surgical branches. So you still, there is an increase. If you see, like, there is 1% increase, but if you compare it to the number of the spots that opened, it's not really that great. So even though, as I talked earlier about the people who didn't match, they will go to prelim spot and again, they will try again. 43% of failed preliminary surgery spots went to IMGs, which is, these are the spots that nobody wants. Because basically you're going just to do calls, do rounds, write notes, and try your best to get a spot next year. And it's, again, the American graduate who didn't match into surgery, they will still try next year. And this is where they are going, the other 50 or 60% of these spots. There is no shortcuts, unfortunately. It's always, most of the people, I don't want to say all of the people, IMGs who are applying to surgery who match, they go through two routes. It's either research route, which is basically you're going to work with somebody, spend 2-3 years of your, even 4. I've seen people who did 4 years. You work in the surgery program. You go there, you go to Yale, you go to Baylor, you find a mentor, you work with them, you work in the lab, you work in their research group, you get publication done. You do as many as you can. I feel if you do 20 plus, you'll have a strong application that you can get application. You can get a categorical spot. I knew too many people who worked. I have a friend in Yale. She worked with thoracic surgery for 3 years, and she got a good amount of publication. Then she wanted to do a general surgery, so she got accepted in Yale. I have a friend who spent 4 years at Oxford. He did, I think he has 60 plus publication there. He came in, he applied, and he got a categorical spot too. I have too many examples to talk about, and but again, it's unfortunately, as IMG, you have to prove you are better than the American to accept you. When they are going to go for international medical graduate to accept them, if they have like double the number of the spots for American graduate, as I told you, 4,000 American applicants for general surgery for like 2,000 spots. Okay, so you need to prove you are better than everybody else. You are better than the American graduate to go into to give you a spot, which is this is the 2 pathways that you need to do. Either you have, as I told you, research, you're doing research, you're doing 20 plus publication. None of the American graduate will have 20 plus application or 30 plus publication. They will come, they are doing 40 years. First year, I think, or first 1.5, they study in the college. Then the other year and a half, they are going to work clinical. And when they start the match, they slow down on clinical, they get all their matching stuff done. Then they will spend the last few months just like chilling in their medical school. So they don't do too many research unless they are applying for competitive spot, which is basically the subspecialty of surgery, including ophthalmology, ophthalmology, ortho, neurosurgery. These people, even American medical graduates, will go and do a dedicated 1 or 2 years of research during their medical school to get into that spot, because also it's very competitive. Like for CT surgery, there is what we call I6 integrated. You have 6 years of almost only CT surgeon. You will graduate as CT surgeon at the end of the 6 years. So these are very competitive, and these people will go and do research and do 10, 20, 30 publication. But for most of you guys, so no American graduate will get this number of publication. The publication itself is not the mark of how good you are, but it's just a mark that you are really, you are working hard. Okay, when you did a 20 or 30 publication, this means that you're a hard worker. So when they want to take you over American graduate, you have to prove that, and this is one of the proofs. The other route is the preliminary route. You'll go, as I did my own share of mistake as a prelim. I'll tell you that in a second. But if you go to a prelim route, you are going basically to apply to the match. Probably are going to apply to categorical and prelim. For categorical, unless you have a very strong application, which include high scores like 260s, 270s right now, and somebody to pick up the phone and call for you, you won't get any categorical spot interviews, very, very rarely. So most of the spot that you're going to take is a preliminary spot. You'll go to the prelim. You are going to work in that prelim as a prelim resident. Unfortunately, again, nobody even will notice you easily. But you can be noticed, especially in the small programs. And when you do your prelim residence, you have to prove you are better than everybody. You have to be on time. You have to be everything. All the checklists need to be done. All the things that your senior or your attending ask you to be done. And that will help you later on to get a spot. For a prelim, you will have two options at the end. Either that program will say, okay, this residence is great. This acceptance categorical, and they'll accept you next year as a BGY1 again. If you do all the milestone, everybody loves you, and they will give you a spot. Or the other route is, again, you're doing great, everybody loves you, and you're going to get a spot, like, because people as a BGY2, it's either because people sometimes expand their programs, and most of the programs does. They start low, especially the new program. They test the water, then later on they are going to improve it and expand. And if you're lucky and you're in a program, they expand, they will accept you. The third route through a prelim is basically you apply to the match next year. And this is where it's getting harder, because people has to pick up the phone and call for you. Okay, so the program director has to pick up the phone and talk and say, hey, we have Waleed is great, please accept him, please offer him an interview. and you might get a spot by this, but also you'll have a negative thing. And the other side, the other program, they will say, why you guys don't accept him if he is really a good resident? People can come up with excuses and say, oh, it's a match and we want to expand their rate, their success rate, and the program might accept him. But again, it's all depends on you and how you do. So these are the two routes that you will end up seeing, and you'll go through. So the research here, what do you get? The most important thing about your research here is the mentor. It's the institution is important. If you go to Hopkins, if you go to Yale, if you go to Baylor, if you go to big programs, WashU, it's important. MD Anderson, it will help you a lot because you came from the institution. But the mentor is the one that will help you get a spot. My mentor at Yale, he's a great person. I owe him everything. He was basically in these conferences that I go to, like talk about my research. He grabbed my hand and go and take me to program directors and tell, hey, I have this spot. He asked his colleagues, he asked anybody in the program to help me get a spot. And this is how you are going to get spots. People will email you. And this is why I'm saying looking for a mentor is the best. Again, not every mentor are okay with accepting somebody from different country that does not know. So again, it happens. There is nothing impossible here, but it's yes, you need to be very proactive about that. You have to email. I've known people who sit every day and send 100 emails, 200 emails till somebody after a month or two will respond to them. It's not easy. And as I told you, the story I really got this spot at Baylor is just coincidence. And I have a friend of mine who was applying for neurosurgery prelim with me at Yale. And he was asking me what I'm applying to, what I'm interested into. I told him, hey, I want to do CT surgery. So he asked me, do you know Dr. Ageedi? I said, who's that? I never heard about him. He said, what the hell? He's now one of the top 10 surgeons and he's across the hall from you. You're applying to CT surgery and you don't even know the guy. Then I search him. He's one of the top 10 surgeons in the world. He has 200 plus publication. He was IIT president. He was then I told the guy, hey, he won't even say hi if I said hi. He asked me, did you try to talk to him? I said, no. He said, what if he say no? I told him, what if he say, well, no, what if I ask him if I want to work in research and he say no? He said, then you are going to stay at the same spot you are right now. I said, okay, I will try then. I was shy, So I emailed the guy and I got a response the same day. And he asked me to come to his office and talk to him. I said, okay, that's good. I didn't expect that. So I went there, talked to him to his office. And he told me, yeah, you can join the research group and we can give you some papers. And of course, I did not even have time as a general surgery resident to publish anything with him. I was attending his late 7 p.m. research group interviews or meetings, but I didn't do anything. I'm hardly sleeping or eating as a resident. Anyway, close to my second year, I couldn't get a secure categorical spot. I was 6 months earlier, I started to email for a research spot as a plan B. I was emailing group and that guy, Dr. Scott Lemire, my mentor, responded to me and he told me in December, hey, I know you work with Dr. Ageedi. He's a great person, great scientist. I might have a spot in May if I get an NIH grant to sponsor that spot. I will reach out to you if I got that spot. And this was in February. I totally forgot about it. So again, the time started to close to July. I want to have a job in July. I didn't secure a categorical spot. Dr. Eleftheriadis offered me and his group a research spot. And so I was staying at Yale and doing research with him. Out of nowhere, Dr. Lemire emailed me in May, which I totally forgot about that. Hey, I secured this NIH grant, and this is a great research opportunity, and the spot is yours if Dr. Eleftheriadis agrees on that. The guy did not, Dr. Eleftheriadis even did not remember me, to be honest. Like, even though they offered me a research spot through the chairman of CT surgery, but I didn't even like remembers me. Anyway, then I said, okay, I secured a spot there at Yale, but I will go and talk to Dr. Lemire. Sorry, Dr. Eleftheriadis. So I talked to Dr. Eleftheriadis. Hey, Dr. Eleftheriadis, there is a great opportunity at Dr. Scott Lemire, and I know I accepted a spot here, but that will be a better opportunity to me. And the guy was a great person. Even I met with him a few times in research with another 40 persons. The guy said, okay, go, happy to help you. And he called Dr. Lemire and told him he agrees on that. So I came in, and the story, 2 years, and I got accepted. So all this happened because I was emailing people for a plan B if I didn't get a spot. So this is what you're going to look. You are going to look for a mentor that will sponsor you. Even when I was, as I told you, I was looking for a BGY3 spot. I was really wanted a BGY3 only. So I looked into that, and I pushed him really hard for BGY3. He emailed over for each spot, for BGY3 spot open. I was emailing to Lemire, and I asked him to email these people, and he was doing that. So you have to look really hard for a mentor, okay? Again, I think I'm exceeding my time, but I will talk very quick right now. The preliminary year, again, it's people match. This is the way that American and even IMGs, as I told you, they use the that prelim years to get into categorical spot. The program will know you, they will call for you, and don't be shy. Even who people get in a prelim spot, you will feel, okay, I don't want to go and talk to my PD, program director, and ask him to help. No, this is wrong. Don't be shy. You are working hard. You are going to go to their office and tell them, I want you to call this program for me. I want you to write a letter of recommendation to me. Don't be shy. I made this mistake earlier. Again, it's the match rate saying if you are a citizen, you will have a higher match rate. It does not, I mean, it's important right now, but I have too many friends who have a J or H1 visa, and they got spots. Again, research route, we talked about that. You are going to get a good letter of recommendation from these people. Usually it's not even 1 year. Sometimes it costs you 2 to 3 years to get a really meaningful publications. Of course, not all these publications are your first author. You'll have a group of people that you will publish, they will publish, and will get these numbers of publication. And again, the research route, you'll have a mentor. That mentor usually helps. And the people who is in academia, these people have a very strong connections. They know everybody. They go to this STS, and some program at Yale, when I was there, they have a very good relationship with a program in Florida called FAU. And they were like this FAU, they started the program, they emailed the program director at Yale, they asked them to send them applicants. They know they have prelims, and they're good prelims, and they accepted them that program. So you'll have this way of like having a mentor that will call for you. Prelim route has positives and negatives, okay? Positives, you'll have a salary, you are working in the hospital, people will know. we'll know you have to work really hard, but you're not going to get into a good spot. Again, when you do prelim, there is upside in surface exam. You cannot do average. You cannot do 60%. This is not how you are going to get a spot. If you are a prelim, you need to score higher, 70, like 80, 90. When you are 99 percentile, I mean, they removed the percentile now, they left only the percent. But like when you're 99 percentile, you don't leave doubts for the program director, you're the best, okay? Of course, US clinical experience, if you are guys applying for general surgery or even medicine, you will know there is strength of everything you do. Sub-I, you cannot get that, to be honest. It's most of these for American graduates who will do sub-I. Sometimes they travel to different programs and they will do external sub-I. Basically, they are acting interns, they write the notes, but they cannot sign orders. They ask the resident to sign the orders. Hands-on externership, observership, and research, we talked about that. The letters, okay, most of us want a letter of recommendation from to get into a like to match. The problem is that you don't want someone to write you a letter of recommendation that is generic. I've seen letters of recommendation that are generic. These were written to me when I was a prelim. Later on, I got the copies of that after I mentioned categorical. I found them in the emails or something.
What did you cutting off? Can you repeat the last 30 seconds?
Sorry. So we're going to talk about the letters of recommendation. They are very important. The letters of recommendation, they cannot be a generic letters of recommendation. Generic letters of recommendation mean that whoever writing you a letter have a template. They just change the name. I know Waleed, he's good. He is, he's working hard. It's just when you read it, when I read my Yale's letter, I said, what the hell? These are just very generic letters. Nobody really like when I read them, I said, okay, if I'm a program director, I'm going to choose this guy. But later on, when I read my mentor, Dr. Lemaire's letter, that was like almost 2 pages letter. And he just did not use a generic letter. He didn't say, Waleed is good. He did not say so. He said, I know Waleed for 2 years. In this date, Waleed, there was a project that needed somebody to wake up at 3 a.m. to get an aortic samples from the patient who get a transplant. Waleed volunteered to do that. And just personal stuff. It's when whoever reads your letter of recommendation and it has a personal stuff, personal stories about you. This is where this is a letter of recommendation that's really great. That's really, the people who will read these will say, okay, these are the good letters of recommendation. During my CT fellowship, I asked Dr. Lemaire, of course, to write me a letter. He did that, and he was so like, he wrote me one good letter. Then I went to, actually, one of my attending, she loves me really hard. She's a transplant liver surgeon. She saw me, she's the one when she called for me as an intern and asked the program director and chairman to accept me. And when I did the rotation again as BGY4, at the end of the rotation, told me, Waleed, do you want me to write you a letter for your CT surgery? At the beginning, I said, okay, I wanted CT surgeons, but I said, okay, Dr. Mohan, you can write me a letter. And like every single interview I went into, the program director or one of the interview will tell me, you are the winner of the best letters of recommendation. Because my mentor, Dr. Mahoney, and even Dr. Mahmoud, the chair of the CT surgery, wrote me, I wrote the letter for him, but he modified that. And he said, we want him to stay at Baylor. These are the letters that really, can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So yeah, so this is the letters that make a difference, okay? Then they will say, who's the guy who is, like, let's see the guy who people wrote all these good things about him. So these are the letters that are really good. And again, but again, if you didn't find anybody to write you a letter, you still, these letters are important to get a US letters. If you didn't have a US letters, you'll get a letters from your country, which does not have a really weight. Especially I'm talking about categorical spots. The prelim spots, usually they are not, sometimes, as I told you, for prelim, just few programs like Yale, Mayo Clinic will focus on the prelim and they interview them before. Like Baylor here, they don't interview anybody. Baylor, I mean Houston, they don't interview anybody for a prelim spot. Their plan is to take all their categorical spots or all their prelim spots from the people, from the American graduate who didn't match into surgery. So they will take 17 to 18 people from the SOAP who are American graduate who wanted surgery and didn't match. And usually they have also a rule in Baylor, out of these 17 or 18 prelim they accept one or two of them next year into a categorical spot. So they just make the intern work harder for that. Okay, the visas, you guys know them more than I do. I was actually more lucky because I have a green card. But again, all my friends from Egypt, Jordan, they have J1, they switch that to H1, now green card and citizen. So don't really focus on that. If you don't have it, you don't have it. You cannot change that. This is a new thing, the signal. I didn't have that at my time. You guys have it. It's also, it won't make you, it will help if somebody calls for you, okay? But don't worry about that right now. If anybody applying to other surgical specialties, I'll be quick about this. It's really hard. Other specialties, most of them, they have, again, 100% match rate. Like for CT surgery, they have 23 spots in the whole US. Maybe now it's up to 30 or 50 now. They interview like 8 people, they accept 1. You need to work with them as IMG till you get that. Again, I'm not here to discourage you. I have a friend of mine from Jordan. He got a plastic surgery spot into Baylor. He did like 60 plus publication. He worked with them with the research, accepted him. Had people in neurosurgery. I have 1 year, I think 4 Egyptian accepted into neurosurgery, which is one of the highest competitive branch in surgery. Again, these numbers are not to disencourage you, but this is the thing you need to compete with. So you need to work with these people to get into a spot. General surgery is the gate, it's not the ceiling. Most of us will end up in doing CT like fellowship, depends on what you need. Very rarely people will stay doing general surgery alone. It's a long route. It will take me 11 years from matching my first prelim spot to graduating as CT surgeons. But again, it's really, it's worth it. And you'll see it's worth it at the end. Again, this is very quick, like advices. Don't get very long gap. You can do research. Do your step 3 as soon as possible later on. Even if you're doing your prelim, if you do that, they will see that you are really committed. Don't wait till you are BGY 5 and you forgot everything. Find a mentor, a personal statement, work on that. Again, it's one step after you're doing research, you're doing prelim years, then you'll find somebody to call for you. Then people will read your personal statement. Don't make one is that also a cliche one. The only time, also work on your interview skills. I have one guy, he's American graduate, but he's original from Egypt. my program director at TL, he said I accepted the guy because he had the best personal statement and he has the best interview skills. Again, this is like advanced steps in your future, but don't neglect any steps, even your interview skills. Record yourself and work hard on it. Again, this is the last slide. To write down what you are missing, your letters. Just try to come to United States, work with people, email people. It's hundreds of emails. Till somebody accept you, till somebody look at your email, till somebody even answer you. The visa thing, you guys know that better than me. Schedule step 3. It's important again about the visa, but it's unfortunately, don't put like I want only H1B. Don't focus on that. Okay, any program except you take it. Again, try to find a mentor. Try to find somebody that people know. There are a lot actually. It's hard to get them because people trying to get them, but try to find somebody who will pick up the phone, call for you, email for you, and best of luck. Nothing impossible.